So last week, I was speaking to a brand owner who had just come off of rounds of investor calls. And you know what the continual question was from investors? Who is your ideal customer profile? And this is interesting because I come from big tech, and every pitch deck that I've created from Series A through Series D is who is your ideal customer profile? Investors want you to know and be super crystal clear on who your customer is because they want to know your TAM. They want to know your SAM and TAM. They want to know how high your ceiling is, and more importantly, how low your floor is. They want to know how much you can sell and who is your audience. So how many of your marketing teams have walked you through an exercise like this? Right? Sometimes it's called target audience, sometimes it's called buyer persona, user persona. As a marketing leader, I have taken many teams through this exercise, and it typically looks something like this, yes? So these persona cards, they're sometimes called funny names like Tech Savvy Ted or Busy Bonnie or Go-Getter Gary. We're gonna call this one Juggling Jen or Just Getting By Jen. But oftentimes these persona cards are focused on demographics, right? Demographics tell us who our customers are. Behaviors tell what our customers want. So the behaviors behind these demographics are so important for us. So for me, I'm an elder millennial. The youngest millennials were born in 1996, so they're just a couple of years away from turning 30, whereas us elder millennials are already worried about what time and gravity are doing to our bodies. I live in Salt Lake City, and again, another demographic, which means that my skin and my hair are constantly ravaged by the dry desert climate. I also work at a tech company, a very busy tech company, so your girl is a little haggard. And I'm a mom. I'm a mom to a very moody teenager who is just as busy as I am, minus the ability to drive herself anywhere. So I'm in the car 99% of my day. The older I get, the less time I have. Time is by far my most valuable resource. There just isn't enough of it in the day. And so I cling to my routine. I am fanatical about my routine. I'm fanatical about my routine because I want all that luxury. I want the moments of joy. I want the ease and comfort in my day, all without having to think too hard about it. I want it all as dependably and consistently as possible. I cling to my routine because I'm busy. I am busy, I am bougie, and I hold majority purchasing power for my household. So of course, I want cat litter that is lightweight and less damaging to my cats. And of course, I want ceremonial grade matcha because coffee makes me jittery. And I'm too grown for jitters at this point in my life. And of course, I want skincare on the go because again, I am oftentimes doing my skincare in my car. I'm a consumer. I love a good product. I love a good product because of the brand promise. Right? I'm not buying products, I'm buying better skin, I'm buying better hair, I'm buying ease in my day, I'm buying a seamless morning routine. And it doesn't take much to acquire me as a customer, probably just target me with a good Instagram ad with a compelling stat or influencer backing, and I'm like, yep, that's for me, I'll buy that. But the question is, will I renew? Will I buy again? Will I subscribe? Because I am also fickle. I am fickle as hell. I am busy, I am bougie, and I'm fickle. So will I subscribe when my TikTok looks like this? These are actual screenshots of my TikTok. And my Instagram looks like this. And my YouTube content, which I watched this morning, looks like this, right? Build the best beauty routine. Build the best health and wellness routine. Wake up at 4 a.m. Here's why. It's a sham. Don't wake up at 4 a.m. I tried that for a little bit. It doesn't work out. I am constantly chasing the dragon. I am constantly chasing what's going to get me to my goals as easily as possible. FOMO, or fear of missing out, it drives millennial experiential appetite. FOMO drives millennials' appetite to show up, to engage, to share, and to purchase. And the chokehold that this fear of missing out had on me over the last year was truly wild. I've tried 9 different sunscreens in the last year. I've tweaked my skincare routine 14 times. I've switched from tea to coffee to matcha, and now I'm like back into black tea. I've tried truly every protein vehicle out there. I've tried the chips, I've tried the cookies, I've tried the Pop-Tarts. If anyone has one, please recommend it to me. I haven't found one that I like. Supplements are my new thing, because that's the height of convenience, right? Just sort of something quickly in the morning. I've tried 5 different meal plan services, and I've tried, 2 different cat litters, because once you find a cat litter you love, you don't really change it. That's not really a dragon I'm trying to chase. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about the difference between a product that is bought and a product that is kept. Right? There's a difference between the products that are on the top shelf of my bathroom and the products underneath in the bottom drawer. I want you to all kind of close your eyes for a second, think about your bathroom at home, because the bathroom real estate hierarchy really tells all. The bathroom real estate hierarchy tells the difference between a product that is a nice to have and a need to have. The products that you have within reach, those are need to have products. The products that are underneath your bathroom next to toilet bowl cleaner, those are kind of just nice to have, right? They're not need to haves. So the difference between a product that is bought and a product that is kept is the difference between whether you can understand, adapt, and take action on the routine economy. So let's take a step back for a second and talk about where we're at right now. What has happened over the last couple of years? All of a sudden, the 40-year-old millennial and the 24-year-old Gen Zer are in charge now. They're in charge in spending, in influence in the economy. Millennials have become the economic driving force in America. They are the largest generation, they represent the largest population of our workforce, and they hold the most purchasing power. In 2019, millennials passed baby boomers as the largest spenders, and this had the attention of marketers everywhere, because all of a sudden we had to dramatically change the way we went to market, baby boomers versus millennials. And I'm finding this to be a really fascinating 2 sides of one coin. If there are any Gen Zers, please don't come for me. So first, in the economy. Now, the perception of millennials has sometimes been a bit off. I remember during COVID, everyone was like, stop going out and drinking. And I was like, we're not drinking. I'm home trying to take care of the 9 plants that I started during COVID. But millennials are now solidly considered middle-aged. I know, that's a jump scare, sorry everyone. But their collective income and their buying power is undeniable. The collective annual income of 1.8 billion millennials is $2.5 trillion and is expected to reach $4 trillion by 2030. Whereas the youngest Gen Zer, or the oldest Gen Zer, turns 24 this year, all the way down to the youngest 15-year-old, my daughter, who sometimes tells me I have Riz and sometimes tells me I'm chuggy, they are seen as the tastemakers. Right? A decade before they replace millennials is this: they are shaping consumer behavior. Gen Z are shaping consumer behavior, so Gen Z are telling us what to buy, and millennials are buying it. Now, in terms of priorities, 34% of millennials and 28% of Gen Z report to having to financially support their family. Right? Millennials are in their sandwich era right now, where they're trying to kind of just take care of ourselves on a day-to-day basis and get enough water in the day, while also taking care of aging parents and also taking care of our children. Whereas in 2022, Gen Z reported spending at least $2,000 a year on their pets, which was more than any generation surveyed to this point. So both of these generations are supporting, they have responsibilities, they have household responsibilities. Now, in terms of what they value, both value experiences, that's for sure. I think growing up in the age of social media, experiential social media-worthy moments, they drive our behavior. But millennials specifically are valuing experience and ease and consistency, whereas Gen Z point to authenticity and experience. They prioritize value, bang for their buck, and sustainability. Now, in terms of their expectations, again, millennials really do prioritize consistency. We've got enough going on, we want things to be kind of nice and predictable and easy. Whereas Gen Z really are starting to prioritize value in niche products, specialized products. Now, in terms of their overall disposition, it's anxiety. It's anxiety all around. 52% of millennials and 44% of Gen Z admit to making impulse decisions to purchases to alleviate stress. Millennials facing student loan debt and, joining the workforce when they were going through a recession and paying, 100% more on housing costs, they experience financial anxiety. The American Psychological Association found that 61% of millennials and 51% of Gen Z experience workplace stress. So both of these generations are showing up in the world with anxiety, and they're more upfront about ways to alleviate that anxiety. Now, this anxiety is key. This anxiety often leads to impulsive spending behaviors, and that's where these two generations really converge on their spending habits. For younger generations, things like buying a house, saving for retirement can feel out of reach. Rising housing costs, rising interest rates, rising prices to do literally anything has led millennials to doom spend to cope. Whereas Gen Z are facing sort of disenchantment on society and capitalism as a whole. Gen Z's penchant for splurging comes from this notion of living life to the fullest. They prioritize personal enjoyment over traditional markers of success, and they're bracing this mentality of what really matters anyway. Right? They indulge in luxury as a means of self-expression, asserting their individuality, and finding moments of joy in an increasingly complex world. They are buying the pretty bottle because it brings them joy. So the world is expensive and disenchanting and increasingly anxiety-inducing, and these two groups are choosing to spend on everyday luxuries. Now, this is little treat culture. You've seen little treat culture on social? This is sort of, I went to the grocery store, I deserve a little treat. I did my taxes, I'm gonna spend $7 on an overpriced matcha, right? This is little treat culture, and we're seeing it across social media trends. This is romanticizing your life. This is this little life. This is even girl dinner. So what this means, in the end, is that the economy is yet again changing. The fabric of economic value is changing. So in the goods and services economy, D2C brands avoided commoditization. This was the rise of D2C brands. The internet was the greatest force of commoditization, and we know this because if you could compare product to product instantly, this drove everyone to care about three things and three things only: price, price, and price. And so when products became interchangeable, D2C brands disrupted that trend by creating one-to-one relationships with their consumers. They finally could own the end-to-end brand experience, the end-to-end consumer experience, and they could innovate at the pace of consumers' needs. But then the next phase of the evolution was the attention economy. Because these brands connected with their consumers where they were, on digital platforms. So the rise of digital content, the rise of online influencers, attention became the scarcest commodity in society. There just wasn't enough attention to go around. ChatGPT gave me this. To compete effectively in the attention economy, D2C brands must adopt innovative marketing strategies that resonate with their target audience. Thanks, ChatGPT. What they left out, though, was that this was going to be expensive. You've all seen your acquisition costs. This was going to make you want to throw up expensive. So now it's time to move to a new level of economic value. Evolve or perish. To truly disrupt the economy, you must solve genuine problems for your consumers and enhance their daily lives. You must become embedded in the daily lives of your consumers. It's no longer enough to have a great product. It's no longer enough to go viral and get my attention. It's no longer enough to provide this experience that's nice and easy and convenient. You have to embed and cement yourself in my day-to-day routine, and you have to stay there. So what are some ways that you can leverage the routine economy to become integral in consumers' daily lives? So first, I love this one, product diversification. What better way to become part of someone's routine, but to be the entire routine for them, right? You started as one thing for one type of customer, and then you start to eat up more pieces of their routine. This is exactly what tech did. So I worked for a dental software company for a long time, Vertical SaaS. They started as appointment reminders for dental offices. Then they started to do the online forms. Then they started to do the payments, right? They started to own more pieces of that workflow. This is a fantastic way to get embedded into a daily routine, is that you start out as one thing and you start to own my entire morning routine. My favorite example of this too, if you're already multi-product, is pick a hero product. Barefaced, one of the brands we work with, they're my favorite. They have a fantastic toning pad product. This is their hero product. This is like the tip of the spear. Everyone purchases this product, and then they start to add in more pieces. So I got addicted to these toning pads, and then they start adding on. Are you interested in the vitamin C serum? Well, yes, I am. I love the toning pads. I'm gonna add that vitamin C serum. So figuring out sort of what your tip of the spear product is, and then adding from there. Finding a replenishable, I love this too. If you don't necessarily have subscribable products, figure out what you can have that's a replenishable so that your brand stays top of mind in a consumer's daily life. Next, define and own your category. I love this again because we as marketers have so many conversations about category creation or disrupting a category. I love this Casper example because how often do you buy a mattress? 3, 4 times in a lifetime? Maybe I'm weird. Is that too little? You don't buy a mattress a ton. I don't think about a mattress as part of my daily routine. I mean, I guess I sleep on it every day, but I don't necessarily buy mattresses all the time. So they shifted their category to be a sleep company. So all of a sudden, consumers could start thinking about this company in the context of their entire sleep routine. So all of a sudden, I'm buying their glow lights to sort of go to bed at night and help wake me up in the morning gently. All of a sudden, I'm buying the pet bed for my cats. And I'm buying the cooling sheets depending on the season, right? This helped them break out of a mattress category and resonate with consumers based off of their individual sleep routine. Next, product positioning. So my background is product marketing. This is my favorite thing to talk about in the world. Product positioning is how well consumers can see themselves in your products. It is the difference between what you do versus what you do for them. And this is often overlooked. So I love product positioning. You can see it in every single company that you deal with. I love going to websites and just seeing sort of the hierarchy and how people do product positioning. So to orient around this topic, let's look at Lululemon. So I go to Lululemon, and I go to their product dropdown, and I can search in women's clothing, and I can pick leggings. But this assumes that the consumer knows what they're looking for. And Lulu was right, because I am looking for leggings, indeed. But this type of product positioning means that you need to differentiate based off of all the other leggings in the marketplace. Lulu has to tell you why a lined fabric is better than the Set Active Sculpt Flex, which can confirm it is better. But this type of product positioning gets you into this feature battle, right? Where you have to somehow sell people on why you're better than the other legging offer. Or you can make it easier for your customers to see themselves in your brand by talking to their problems, their challenges, their day-to-day, like Lulu has done here. Lulu has done product positioning based off of the goals that I have, whether I want to run, whether I want to do yoga, whether I want to travel. Now, if Lulu was very smart, they would add pickleball in here as well. And lastly, build in dopamine hits, right? For very consistent, dependent millennials, and niche-driven Gen Z, this is gold. This is gold. If you can make my daily essentials fun and delightful and a quick dopamine hit at the end of the day, if I can get my box of toilet paper at the end of the day and there's like a fun little note or a QR code for me to see a video, fun. Right? Build in dopamine hits into my daily life. It can be dependable and easy for me, and also it can be something I look forward to. I got this from Matt Holman. He said, develop your next product as a subscriber perk, right? What a great way for you to kind of build in that moment of joy in a consistent routine by creating a perk or a next product in my subscriber life cycle, right? And it's also a great way to get product feedback as well from your most loyal customers, your customers that adore you and think about you every day. But above all those tactics, consistency and reliability are paramount. To win, you must sit at the intersection of convenience and value. Because remember, we are bougie and we are busy. If you want products to remove friction in my life, you have to remove the friction between me and your products. And subscriptions at their core do this. They're products right when you need them. We have to make millions of choices in a day, and these habits are driven by a desire to make better choices without having to think too hard about them. And subscriptions do that. But traditional subscriptions are a little bit set it and forget it, right? Like, let's make this experience nice and easy and convenient. Let's offer a discount, which, by the way, we still want to do. But they're not distinctive and compelling experiences that I want to keep this product as part of my day-to-day routine. Your customer experience should drive routines. Your product positioning should drive routines. And your subscription strategy should drive routines. By yes, providing a subscription experience that reduces friction in my day, that allows you to provide a compelling customer experience based off of subscriber intelligence, like, and personalization. Like, you have to know things about me to engage me in compelling ways. That builds in things like rewards and cancellation prevention and surprise and delight and gentle encouragement and nudges, all with the ability to test and iterate along the way. Your brand promise relies on routine, so let's all help millennials stay busy and bougie. Thank you.